Welcome to Conquer with Chris, the only podcast you don't want to miss. I am so excited today. We have a great guest. We have a great lineup for you. And I just want to tell you, today's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. And I hate when people say that because, like, what's your alternative, right? So today I have Megan. Megan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, Megan, tell the people a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Yeah, so I'm from Southern California and I'm a social media manager. So basically, I help other business owners manage their accounts, grow their following, and increase their lead generation.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not what you've done your whole life. So let's go back a little bit and talk about how you grew up and different things that you went through. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Simi Valley, California. I have one older sister. She's the closest thing I have to me. I grew up an athlete. I played water polo, and that actually took me to play Division I water polo at Indiana University. There I learned all my mental toughness. Everything that I am today is because I was an athlete, very competitive. And yeah, I actually graduated from college this last year. So I'm only 22 years old. And then after graduating is when I started my own business. So I got into social media kind of out of the blue. I was looking for jobs, but obviously COVID happened and people weren't hiring. I needed a plan B. So I was like, I'm going to start my own business. So the next morning, I literally started my own business. So I'm a pretty new business owner, but I've been managing social media accounts for years now. Something that's second nature to me is not to other people. So I feel really lucky I get to help them grow their business as well. So that's kind of a little bit about me.
So let's go back to water polo. Water polo is one of the most difficult sports to play because you're constantly treading or swimming in the water. You're not allowed to ever touch the bottom. We're not supposed to touch the bottom of the pool or the sides. And the ball can be used as a offensive weapon. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a very tough sport. You are basically in the water. You have to fight against these other girls to get the ball in the cage. Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of surgeries from playing this sport, broken noses, broken fingers, everything you could think of. But yeah, it's definitely, not only does it make you physically tough, but mentally tough as well.
Yeah, I would say it's probably one of the toughest sports out there. I remember I predate you a few years. I remember watching the Olympic water polo. It was a winter Olympic game, believe it or not. And they played indoor in the pool, and the pool wouldn't be clear after they got done playing. It'd be pinkish because the brutality, especially the men's. I don't remember seeing the women's, but the men's was like, it all came down between like Russia and Czechoslovakia, right? So back when I was growing up. And it wasn't a pretty sight. It was brutal. So my hat's off to you. That's something. Let's talk about that mental toughness. How would you tell someone? How would you share with someone? How would you try to impress or imprint on someone what mental toughness is and how they could achieve it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that really just comes from how you react to the situations that happen to you. So no matter if you grew up with a really nice lifestyle, not so nice, like life happens and it's all about how you adjust. So if something bad happens and you are just down on yourself, you can't pick yourself up, that determines how your life is going to turn out. So if you really can just have the mindset that no matter what happens, I'm going to get through it, I'm going to get back up, that's what sets you apart from someone who doesn't have that mental toughness. And I'd say that going through sports, going through even college really helps you develop that and just kind of work out your mind, get stronger, you know?
Wow. There's a lot to unpack there if we really wanted to. So you went to Indiana. I'm originally from Michigan, the Blue and Maize. How was that from being from California, going to a Big Ten school?
Crazy. I always wanted to go to a big sports school, so the Big Ten was perfect for me. but the change of weather was definitely had an impact. I was not used to the snow. Luckily, my roommate was from Michigan, like you are, and she was able to show me this is how you get the ice off your car in the mornings. That was a big adjustment, but everyone was so nice and welcoming over there. So it was just the best experience overall.
So, what's the biggest challenge you find that people have with if they have a business or entrepreneur, even if they're a solopreneur, with their social media accounts? What's the biggest challenge you see that people have?
I would say one, not having a strategy, and two, not planning ahead. So, one, if you don't have a strategy and you're trying to get your audience to see your message, you don't know how to do that. So, by having a strategy, you have just these steps in place that you can easily follow to get where you want to go. So, basically, just working backwards from your end goal. And I think doing just simple things like instead of posting on this platform, I'm going to post on this platform because my target audience is on there. That's just one thing that you can do to stand out from your competition. And then planning ahead, like if you schedule your posts ahead of time or you have a calendar where you know what you're posting like a whole month or two ahead of time, that makes it so when you actually get to that next month, you're not stressing about what you're posting or who you're posting it to. It's just, just something else you do that day. You post your content and that's how you get it out there.
And if you find something that doesn't work, then you can reschedule those posts to go somewhere else, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're posting to Instagram and let's say it's not working, so you decide to post to Facebook to try it and see what works there, if you have a scheduling way to schedule it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all trial and error. So if something doesn't work, like just quickly adapt as fast as you can and pick a different strategy. And then once you find what works, stick with that.
Listen, I learned a long time ago, you always have to be testing. When you're not testing, you're losing because what works today might not work tomorrow. Facebook changes their algorithm and YouTube doesn't during that period, then it may be better for you to be on YouTube. Or maybe the improvement on Facebook is the place to move to from YouTube, depending on what's going on. So I'm with you. You got to always be testing. You always got to be sharpening your saw, getting the best information, the best people possible. So if someone's just starting out, what would you suggest to them? Planning and strategy. But let's just say they don't even know where the customer is. How would you attempt just to tell someone how to get started?
Definitely find out what you enjoy doing, because if you don't know what that is and you just start doing whatever you think is going to work for someone else, you won't enjoy it. You're going to wake up every morning and not want to work. So first figure out what you want to do personally, and then find the audience that needs that and kind of find where that aligns. And also having a support system like family or friends that you can trust makes the biggest difference. Mentors, anyone that you can talk to, you trust, and you can get advice from.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think one of the biggest things people can do also is you got to be you, like you said, you got to be you. But if they have a headache, offer them aspirin. If they have whatever need they have, offer them a solution to that need. Be authentic, make sure it fits. For example, if they have a flat tire, don't offer them new shoes, offer them a tire. So be authentic, be you, but everybody knows the internet's full of places to buy things. Everyone loves to buy, no one loves to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you have a favorite quote?
I do. My favorite quote is, don't just practice until you do it right, practice until you can't do it wrong.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
Practice, you can't do it wrong. Yeah, that's like the Bruce Lee thing, right? It's better to have a punch you've tried 10,000 times versus 10,000 punches you tried once. So that's amazing. Where can people find you?
Facebook, Instagram. My DMs are always open. You can send me a message. I also have a website, and I'm sure those will be linked in the podcast. But I'm also I have a free Instagram engagement checklist. So you can download that from my website for free. And it basically just goes over what to do every day on Instagram to grow your following and increase your engagement rate.
Wow. Wow, that's great. So typically what do people who are in business for themselves, do they get you to go to all social media platforms or you just pick one and work with them on that one? How does that work, Megan?
Yeah, so I mainly do Facebook and Instagram for my clients. I think that those platforms are a great way to reach their audience. And so I work with them on there. I do content creation for them, post scheduling, and engagement. So yeah.
So you've been doing this about a year now, right? I mean, you're doing it longer now,
Yeah, as a
officially as a
business owner
business.
now.
So you know the industry. So just, I'm not asking you for your prices because I wouldn't do that, but as the industry, what's the entry point? Because people a lot of times they want help, but they're sometimes afraid because they don't want to insult somebody, right? About pricing or for the service. And they don't want to just say, okay, $1,000 a month and not get anything back for it, right? So some people are kind of tentative. So what can people expect as an entry level of just getting someone to do social media marketing for them?
Well, for me personally, I like working with people who are business owners that have established businesses already, and they see the importance of social media, but they just don't know how to use it effectively, or they don't have the time for it. They're busy, they have things going on. If you can free up your load by having someone else do social media for you, that's going to save you so much time and money. So basically, people who are established in business, but they have big goals and they want to see big results. So that's what I aim for.
Gotcha. But as an industry, what's the general going rate to get someone to do social media for you? If you can share that number with us.
Yeah, so I would say that if you want more of like a full package, so you want people to post for you on multiple platforms and multiple times a week, you're looking at least $1,000 a month, and it will just go up from there based on how much hands-on support you need.
Wow. Wow. So as we get ready to transition here to another part, what would you, if you had to leave the people, what would you leave with them to give them? Let's hear a story. Let's do this. Let's hear a story of one of your clients, right? You don't have to give their name, but you can just use them as an example. How they start off maybe with not even an Instagram page or not even a Facebook page, but you grew it to something significant. So let's hear about that.
Yeah, so I guess just one example, I had someone come to me who wants help with their Instagram engagement specifically, and they didn't even know the password for their account. So I had to help them figure out how to even just get their password to start helping them with their Instagram. And then from there, it was just off to the races, just engaging with all their followers and growing it from there. But I think that it's just the first step of asking for help, knowing when to ask for help and who to ask for help from would be the biggest takeaway, I would say.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's great. That's great. Well, Megan, our time's about up. I thank you for being on the podcast today. I want to thank all you for listening or watching, depending on, or both, depending on what platform you're on. I want to thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, download. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell as long as you do the subscribe as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.